for example, like you promised that you were going to cut off your pinky for me 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to like do, like, I don't have to have like, even if I fully meant it in that moment and for the 2 years after, like, I could get up to the point of like, your knife is on my finger. And then I go, oh my God, I don't want to do that anymore.
You promised.
You promised you were going to cut off your pinky. Like, obviously, like,
give me that pinky toe. You're all talking about your pinky or your hand. Yeah. It's like, give me your pinky toe.
Just creepier, way creepier now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Chisme Chronicles Podcast.
Episode 15.
If this is your first time here, my name is Roman, and I'm here with my niece,
Kaylee.
Only
first name, because we're not doxing now.
Crazy Kaylee. We're here with Crazy Kaylee. We got a special guest here. We got Crazy Kaylee in the house.
That's my dealer name.
Yeah, Crazy Kaylee.
Yeah.
Dealer, like a drug dealer.
Yeah. Dealer, like a drug dealer.
Oh man, so I'm getting over a cold here, so hopefully I can get through this without coughing.
Crying.
What? We're talking about me or we're talking about you?
Listen, I'm having a bad week. We're in a slump, but we're gonna get through this. It's fine. The episode, and then we'll see after that.
Hey, we're gonna get through this just for you guys, for 105 subscribers out there.
I'm gonna get through this.
Oh, by the way, we broke 100 subscribers. We broke 100 subscribers, everyone. That's super exciting. No, not a lot of hate, which is good. I don't.
And I kind of like the comments that have been like hateful are like nice, you know what I mean? Like criticism. And I think that they're so funny because no one's being mean yet.
Yeah, no one's crying. No one's crying. I'm not trying to keep it.
No one's crying on the podcast. Okay.
Yeah. Cool milestone for us. So today we're gonna be doing Am I the Asshole stories. We got 4 stories for you guys. Like always, we're going to go ahead and kick it off.
It's a 100 subscriber special.
Damn. Here we go. Where are my stories? Here we go. Story number 1. Am I the asshole for calling my coworker a nosy bitch after she kept insisting to know my husband's salary? What happened?
Nothing.
I thought you were saying like no or something.
Oh, no.
You scared me. You know.
No, go.
Okay, here we go. Okay, my husband and I, both 33, have been together since college. Over the years, he's had quite the career trajectory. He's a quant PM. I don't know what that is. Project manager. Quant. I don't know what that is. He's a quant PM and makes like 10x what I make. And I make a good salary. Haha. As we've grown wealthier, I've learned that people become nosier. Friends, acquaintances, relatives, you name it. In the beginning, I would entertain the nosy questions, but since I turned 30, I've adopted a take no shit attitude. When people ask me how much he makes, I no longer say anything. I've learned the hard way that giving an exact number can have bad consequences. My coworker, 25, is new and she already has quite the reputation. Very chatty, catty, gossipy. You get the gist. You can just tell she craves wealth and status. She wears a bunch of flashy designer items and is always asking the ladies around the office which of the men are single.
Oh my God.
And ready to mingle. I know she didn't say that. Last Friday, our office hosted an afternoon happy hour. She approached me and asked me how me and my husband's recent vacation to Europe went. I told her it went well and briefly summarized what we did. Then the conversation went something like this. Her. So what does your husband do? Me. He works in finance. Her. Oh, wow. He must have a ton then to be taking you on all these lavish vacations. I hope you don't mind me asking, but how much does he make in a year? Me. Yes, we're very lucky that he makes a good salary. Polite smile. Her. Oh, come on. I won't tell anyone. How much does he rake in a year? Millions? Me. Awkward chuckle. I'd rather not say, but it's up there. Her. What? He doesn't allow you to give an exact number or something? Me, visibly annoyed. No, I just prefer not to say. Her laughs in my face. You'd think the stuck-up one would be the one with the money, not the one without. Me. You should learn how to take no for an answer and when to quit being a nosy bitch. It's a valuable lesson. Then I smiled at her and walked away. Later on, I had a few coworkers reach out to me and say that she was crying and left early and that I should apologize for calling her a rude name. I refused. I told my mom and she said I was too rude to the new girl and that she's young and might not fully understand salary talk. I think she's old enough. Husband is fully on my side, but said maybe I should fake apologize for the sake of office politics, which I somewhat agree with, but still, am I the asshole?
So the reason I was kind of laughing was because I had like a very, very similar situation to that at my old job, where just basically like there was one coworker where like just nobody really liked her that much. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm just gonna say, nobody really.
Like she just was like snotty and like she would like be your best friend one week, but then like if she got like a little bit upset, she would like go like be tattletelling on you to like the manager for stuff that didn't even need, you know, addressing or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically like me and my other coworkers had shared with each other like how much we were making, because just to like make sure that nobody was like getting like way less than anybody else.
Shafted.
Exactly, right? And like I super appreciated that we had like a relationship where we could do that, you know, because it was just like, hey, like I have as much experience as you, like I wanted to make sure that we're making like, I'm not the one that started the conversation, but basically it was just to make sure that we're like on the same page, right? Like on the same boat. And then she kept asking, like, and then she had heard, I don't remember what happened, and she was like, oh, I want to know. She was like, how much are you making? Like, how much are you making since you've been back? And I was like, oh.
This is the annoying girl?
Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, more than minimum, ha ha ha. You know, like whatever. And like not a big deal. And also like I'm not making so much money that needs to be like disclosed, you know. And then she just like, and she kept insisting, and like I wish I would have had the balls to say something like that.
Oh, you just would like brush it off all the time or whatever.
Yeah, like I would just be like, oh, yeah, I would just basically brush her off, like different like little simple answers, like oh, more than minimum, or like enough to like let me buy Starbucks every morning or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Just dumb stuff.
Yeah. So we'll get back to the story right now, but I just wanted to say, like, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for what I'm about to say, or people might not agree with me, but what I was gonna say is that, like, I'm not saying that you guys sharing each other's salaries was wrong or anything like that. Like, don't do whatever you want to do, but like the way that I see it is like you agreed to work for a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Right? So like, let's just say someone's making $16 an hour, has the same amount of experience, and another person's making $18 an hour. Same amount of experience, same job. Mm-hmm. Right? Like the people that are out there that are all about like equality or equity and all this stuff, like they're probably gonna get hate. Like no, everyone should make the exact amount of money. I'm like, okay, but if you were the employer, you're like a negotiating stance. You're gonna pay. You're also gonna pay if someone is willing to do that job for $15. If they're willing to do it, and by willing is like they took the job, right? And then someone like at another point, someone else is like, you need to hire an additional person, but the people that have come to interview, they're like, nah, I don't want to do for 15. Like the minimum I'll do it is 17. And at some point you're like, well, I can't find anybody else to do it for 15, so I'm gonna have to pay them 17. And then you pay them 17, and then the person that got paid is getting paid 15. They're like, well, you're getting 17. That's not fair. I want 17 too. And it's like, yo, but I hired you at 15 because you were okay with getting 15. Now you only want more because someone else is making more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm more of like the person of like, well, then you as the person that wanted 17, then go find a $17 an hour job. Or if you're not okay with making 15, then negotiate better. And if they're not willing to pay 17 then cool, then that's not the right job for you if you're trying to make a certain amount of money. If you just needed a job, cool, then don't complain and figure out or move on, go find another job. No, I hear you, and I don't think you're wrong. At least I personally don't disagree with you there. I feel like that's like a valid stance.
But the point here, like specifically like for our situation, was because like me and one of my coworkers were about to be in a position to negotiate our salary.
Yeah.
And so then we were like, and then there's not a lot of people in our area that were doing, like we were basically the only people in our area that had the job title that we had, like for Yuma County, because like well, Yuma's where I grew up, whatever, for Yuma County, because all the other offices had like just different systems and stuff, and so we were a lot more like versed in what we needed to be doing, and so there was no way for us to like look up like competitive rates for the area. Yeah. So then we were just talking to each other, and it's like, okay, well, like how much can I reasonably ask for? You know, like just to get a gauge.
I was just thinking more of like not about you guys, but I was just thinking about that girl, that person, you know, imagining her being like that, you know, like if she was making less or whatever.
It's like, well, how come I don't make that much? And
well, because it's
a different situation entirely.
But anyway,
with that story in particular, obviously not the asshole.
No, I also agree. Like, I don't think she's the asshole. Like, I don't, and I also don't agree with like, go apologize. Like, why? Like people need to get checked, dude.
I feel like you could for office politics. Like literally that verbiage was perfect. It's like I totally feel like I don't think she has to by any means, but like just to like relieve the tension if you wanted to. But like I've been in like little arguments with people in the office that I've worked at, and I just let it right out until they decide to get over it, or I do. Yeah,
so I don't think she should apologize, because like, okay, right now what she said, like, she puts that person in check and tells them you're doing something wrong. If then she goes and apologizes, that means that imagining the kind of person that this younger girl is, like that'll probably put her in a position where she feels like, oh, see, I wasn't wrong. Like, you know, she was wrong for what she did, and she shouldn't have done that, and blah blah blah. Like, no. Stop being a nosy bitch. Learn when, take that lesson, and stop. Crying and like no, so get over it. Like, that's just how I feel. Like, I would not apologize.
I personally, I don't think I would apologize either, but I see that you could, just if you're not if you're a person that like can't live with the tension. You know what I mean? You're just like, I just need it to be over, so I'm just gonna like basically. Oh yeah,
if the girl that said that, she's like, I really hate confrontation. Like, if I just apologize, it's gonna make it better, and it's gonna make her feel better. Yeah. Then cool. But don't apologize to make someone else feel better.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. Let's see. All right. Am I the a-hole? Oh, sorry. Next story. Next story. Okay. Am I the a-hole for blocking a man after he bought me a $500+ dinner? I was invited out on a date, and he asked me, "What's your favorite restaurant?" My honest answer was, my favorite place is a bit much for a first date, but I still did tell him about it because, well, I thought he was cool, and I truly love the place, so I was telling everybody about it, hoping that they'd go. I wanted them to stay booked and busy so they'd stay open so I can keep going. I said that for a first date we could go somewhere more casual, like this cool Mexican spot between us that has over 300 tequilas in their tequila library, but it was still pretty cheap when it comes to food. Amazing tacos with handmade tortillas. But ultimately he wanted to pick. I was trying to be helpful and make suggestions. Also, we live in different parts of a big city with terrible traffic that's extremely car dependent. Sounds like Phoenix.
It actually sounds like LA.
That too. My favorite restaurant, on the other hand, is about $500 for two. I take myself there sometimes after personal accomplishments or just for a treat. Sometimes I go and just have one of their James Beard award-winning cocktails, and some apps. Well, this gentleman, upon researching the menu, decides that that's where he wants to take me for dinner. He really wanted to try it out. Of course I agree. Despite the price point, it's actually a pretty chill spot. You don't have to dress up. And a good date spot. Let's see. For me, first dates are usually inexpensive considering you don't know the person and the conversation is much more important than the meal. We have apps, we have drinks, we have dinner, we have conversation, we have dessert. We have a good time from my perspective. This means we ran up a serious bill. Pay time comes. We do the check dance, sort of. Of course, he says, of course, since it's a first date, I say, oh, separate checks. And then it says in parentheses, not that I don't pay on subsequent dates. I just mean that for the first time, if you don't know if somebody's a good guy, and like maybe if the woman pays, he'll think that she's uninterested. He also says separate checks, so we're on the same page and basically at the same time as our words overlapped. I won't lie, I hesitated and I said it Oh my gosh. Sorry, I can't read. I won't lie. I hesitated and said it after he was saying it because he asked me out and also insisted that we went there after he read the menu and really wanted to try the food. So our separate checks come. It's not a problem for me. I put my card down. He puts his card down. When our server comes back to grab them, he takes my card, gives us both of our checks, and he says covering... What? He says he'll be covering it all, and he looks at my card intensely. It's not that I think it's not that I think he's some number savant and he's trying to like memorize my card. He just laughs and makes a little comment of, "Oh, I finally know your last name." It wasn't the game he played. He invited me on a date, and I assumed he was paying. He said that separate checks, making sure that I would pay for it myself, and then he grabbed the check and paid for it all. I feel like this was a test to see if I would pony up to $250+ of each restaurant bill. I felt like he was checking to see if I was a gold digger or something, even though I literally told him that we shouldn't go there on a first date. The place I suggested had tacos and tequila for less than $50. So I said, thank you for dinner. I got in my Uber, left, and blocked him. I told one of my friends a story, and they laughed and told me that I was the villain of the story. I'm just not into games. Am I the a-hole?
That one is... I don't know how I feel about this. She feels kind of tricky and a lot of things happening. But like, okay, so...
Yeah, that was a little convoluted. I was like trying to... It's because there's a lot of like parentheses and stuff with like an unnecessary information, and I was trying to like skip past it.
No, but even the information... Yeah, the information you gave is like, okay, let's go out on a date.
Yeah.
What's your favorite spot? Mm-hmm. She's like, this is the spot.
But let's not go there.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like iffy on her. So I'm like, okay. Supposedly, you know,
gotcha.
She can write whatever she wants to write, right? So I'm like, okay, so kind of suggesting all these other places. The guy's like, no, let's go there. Okay, so they go.
They both say separate checks,
but he says it first. Mm-hmm. So he's like, separate checks. So she's like, so yeah, separate checks.
Yeah, know? but then literally the bill comes and she puts her card down.
Yeah, because she also has no other choice. It doesn't mean that she would have said separate checks.
Yeah, I mean...
You know what I mean?
But also, like, I don't think that she was obligated to. You know what I mean? Like, she just agreed. Like, oh, yes, separate checks is fine. Even if that was the case. You know what I mean? Like...
Well, I mean, she's obligated to pay for her half, yes, unless the guy is offering to pay for the whole meal.
Yeah,
because, you know, I agree with, like... You know, you're going to go on a first date. Okay, the guy may want to pay for everything. Mm-hmm. That's cool. But if he doesn't, like, then separate checks should be like...
If he doesn't, it's fine. But I feel like if he's the one that's, like, insisting that they go there, and then, you know, like, whatever, like, despite what she's been saying or whatever, and he's like, oh, I really want to try this spot out, and also he invited her out, then it's, like, almost like, okay, well, like...
Well, inviting her out, I don't think has anything to do with... I mean, if it's, like... If he's asking her out on a first date,
if somebody asks
somebody has to ask somebody out, though.
Yeah, if I ask somebody out on a first date, I'm paying.
So and I've done that. So you're saying whoever asks has to pay then?
Not has to, but I feel like it's like kind of customary. You know what I mean? Like if I ask you out on a date, like I'm expecting to pay.
So then, in what scenario do you expect, or would you agree with paying separate checks?
Like I think that if the date goes bad, you get separate checks, or like also like for example, like if I ask somebody out for like a coffee date or something, and then we like go get lunch after, like we can pay for our own lunch, but like I paid for your coffee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're paying for the coffee because you're continuing something that was going well.
No. The coffee went first.
Oh, the coffee went first.
In this example. Coffee went first. I asked you on a date to this coffee spot. And so then, like, we have coffee and I paid for it. But then if we go get lunch after, then we can pay for ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, then separate checks is fine. You know? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think she dodged a bullet.
I mean, it is weird that he's like separate checks and then he goes...
like basically just wanted to see if she would. It feels manipulative to me.
Well, according to her, but
I don't. What would the other motive be?
Yeah, and then why would he say like, oh, I finally know your last name?
That feels creepy to me.
Like, was he trying to see her card? Like, why? Yeah. Why was he trying to see?
That feels genuinely like scary, creepy to me.
I feel like if the story went, Yeah. So then we each paid for our checks, and then but I blocked him because he was insisting that we go there when I was trying to give him other ones. So she kind of got upset that she had to pay for her own half. I'm saying if that was a case where they actually paid for their own meal, and then she blocked them because
then she
got kind of upset that well I didn't want to go there, and I kept telling him, and then he still made me pay for my food. Then I feel like maybe she more like she's the asshole. But that's not what happened. They both took their card out.
She put it down, and then he stared at it, and then was like, "No, I'm gonna cover the whole thing."
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I don't.
I think she dodged a bullet. I think she's not the asshole.
Not the asshole, because like obviously she got some kind of she got weird vibes from that whole like interaction right there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think she did good. She listened to her intuition.
Yeah. That was weird. That was weird. Because just what she was saying. Because she was saying I go there, it's fine. But then she was like, yeah, I can pay for myself. But then she's like, but he insisted though. Yeah. It's like she wanted him to pay.
Yeah, and to be fair, I feel like I would too. It's like hey, I didn't really want to come here, so I'm a little bit butthurt that I'm spending $250 now.
I guess if she was really being adamant about let's go somewhere else. No, that's my favorite spot. It's kind of expensive though, but not the right place for a first date. It's expensive. Let's go somewhere else.
Because I've totally if somebody just asks you hey, where's your favorite spot? I'd be like, oh, this, but this is my favorite spot ever, but it's just crazy expensive. I've literally said that before. You know what I mean? There was a spot in Yuma that was my favorite spot ever, but it is so expensive. And so I'd be like, oh, this is my favorite spot, but let's just go to
what's it called?
River City Grill. Is
it the one in front of the old theater on Main Street?
It's a couple blocks away.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's downtown. No, yeah, but I'd be like, hey, this place is super good.
Yeah, but it's not in front of the old Main Street theater. Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, yeah, but then I'd be like, hey, let's just go to this other way cheaper spot. You know what I mean? Where we're not spending $50 a plate or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, not the asshole.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, story number 3. Am I the a-hole for refusing to be an egg donor for my brother, even though I promised years ago? Dun dun dun. Bum, bum, bum. My brother Jeff, 35 male, and I, 32 female, have a great relationship. My brother is gay and was married to my dear friend Martin, 34 male. But they divorced 3 years ago. Jeff and Martin had known each other since kindergarten. They became best friends, went together to law school, dated for around 15 years, and got married. Their dream was to become parents, but both wanted to be biologically related to the child, so they asked me to give them my egg, and I agreed since I love both of them and wanted them to be happy. That was it. I never got tested or anything because they didn't want the child right away, but to make sure they had the donor and would just focus on the surrogate. What? They didn't want to have the child right away, but to make sure they had the donor and would just focus on the surrogate.
So she wouldn't be... Yeah. She would just be donating
the egg. Yeah. That's what... Like a hen. For their wedding anniversary, Martin thought it was a great idea to renovate a beach house my parents had abandoned. Jeff thought it was a waste of time and money, but went along with it, and they contacted Ian, 34 male, an architect and contractor that I recommended because he had done some projects for my mother-in-law. Some months into the project, the man who thought it was a waste of time was so into architecture and the project itself. Long story short, before getting the work done, Jeff dumped Martin and got together with Ian. My brother and Martin's divorce was so fast since Martin was devastated and didn't fight much. 3 months after the divorce was finalized, Jeff and Ian got married. Yes, 3 months. My family acted as if nothing happened and welcomed the homewrecker with open arms. My brother can do no wrong in my mom's eyes. It's been 3 years it's been 3 years. Martin is still devastated, has many issues, and Jeff and Ian act like they hurt no one. They've even started investing in real estate. I love my brother, but I try to keep my distance, and I've only exchanged 2 words with Ian in these 3 years. 3 words at most, because I love Martin and he is a friend. My brother approached me a couple of weeks ago telling me that he and his hubby were ready to start a family and wanted me to get tested, but I said my promise was no longer valid since he decided to cheat and I didn't feel comfortable giving my egg, and this has turned into a more personal matter, something that has to see with my morals. He said it's not fair and that this means so much for him, and also told me I can't break a promise I made. My family, even my husband, is telling me that I made a promise and this is important for them, but I don't know. I don't want to do this to Martin. I mean, this was supposed to be his child.
Dude, that sucks. Right off the bat, no, you're not the asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Like it's so horrible. Like obviously, first of all, there's two points to my argument. Okay, the first one being that it's her body. Okay, and like she could have had no reason at all. Like the way that I always like kind of like try and frame something like this is like if somebody was like, hey, like you like. For example, like you promised that you were going to cut off your pinky for me 3 years ago. Yeah. And I'm trying to like do, like, I don't have to have like, even if I fully meant it in that moment and for the 2 years after, like I could get up to the point of like, your knife is on my finger. And then I go, oh my God, I don't want to do that anymore.
You promised.
You promised now, you were going to cut off your pinky. Like obviously like.
Give me that pinky toe. You're all talking about your pinky or your hand. Yeah. It's like, give me your pinky toe.
Just creepier, way creepier now. Dude. Like obviously that is like a major, like getting your eggs like taken out or whatever is like also like, I mean, it's a minor procedure technically, but like it still takes it out of you. Like you got to take some days off of work. You're going to be like in pain. Like it's awful. Like you could have no reason and still.
Yeah. And then it's also obviously your child. Yeah. Right. Like it's your child.
Biologically.
And maybe she was comfortable giving a child away. Yeah. Right. So part of her body that would have made half of her child to her brother and her friend that they were together and in love. Yeah. But like, she's like, now I don't want to give that to my brother because
it's an adulterer. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a freaking cheater.
Yeah.
And
also like maybe she doesn't like the husband or whatever, or just the energy that they have, like the environment that they've created.
Yeah, I mean also like you don't like if these other guys were together for 15 years, you know what I mean? Like what if she's like, I'm gonna do this and then you guys have been together for freaking 6 months.
No, they had been together for 3
years now. 3 years now, you're right.
But still, like in her head, she could have been agreeing because like that's something that she saw lifelong, or they had a really good relationship, but she didn't expect her brother to like.
And also the dad, the Martin was going to be the biological dad. Yeah. Right, which is her friend that she's known her whole life. Yeah. Because her brother's older. Yeah, and so she loves him probably like a brother because her brother and Martin have been best friends since they were in kinder. Yeah. So she's like, this is like part of everything that's my family. They're my family.
I love them so much and I want to be able to give this to them.
Yeah, now it's like this Ian guy I know him because he did some work. Yeah. And now he's,
And it's not like she's saying like you guys shouldn't have kids. Like go have a kid, go figure it. But like I don't want to contribute to the dynamic basically. Mm-hmm. Like
like I don't want to be.
I don't want to feel any attachment to or like like biological attachment or whatever to like whatever kid you might have. Like I just don't want to. I don't want to contribute.
Yeah. I think her husband sucks too, though. Like everyone sucks except for her. Yeah. Everyone else sucks.
Yeah, that outside pressure too is like I can't imagine like caving. Like what? Like because then what's the best case scenario for the people that are pressuring her? Is she caves? Like, and that's horrible. Like I can't imagine like pressuring somebody to the point that they like decide to do it. Like I would feel guilty. Like that sucks.
Yeah. Damn, that sucks. But yeah, not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Those guys are idiots.
Okay.
Poor Martin though.
Yeah.
Like poor Martin.
Poor babe. Like I cannot imagine. I mean, getting to like 15 years of being together and then like getting cheated on, and 3 months later your ex-husband has a new husband.
Like who the hell were you with?
That's so sad. Yeah.
Like who were you with this whole time?
Yeah. Somebody that was just like willing to step out on you at any moment.
Damn.
That's so sad. Okay, this one's a little lighter. Pretty funny. Okay?
Okay.
Would I be the a-hole if I break up with my boyfriend because of his hygiene? I, 24 female, am too old for this. I am not a clean freak either. I met my boyfriend 6 months ago. He was a little hippie, which I didn't mind. So, a little about him. He's a hardcore vegan. He is someone you can call an environmentalist. He says a lot about the environment, he thinks a lot about the environment. He only buys clothes from shops that are locally owned. He is big on recycling. He doesn't use toothpaste, but a mess hawk. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to be honest with you. He is also anti-shave, although he trims his beard. So ever since I was with him, I always had a hunch he's not into washing properly. We don't live together, so I am not at his house very often. He always smells like spices, so I had no idea his hygiene was bad until now. I mean, I noticed he never shaves down there, and he always had a funky smell, but he does have cleaning supplies in his house. I asked him about it, and he said that he doesn't use chemicals that will harm the environment. He uses vinegar and lemon to clean stuff. It was odd, but I get it. I let it slide, though. It should have been a red flag. Now I have come to the last straw. Last night, when I was at his place, I was using his bathroom. After I was done, I didn't see any toilet paper. This is one thing that I used to be glad that he kept in his house, though I am someone that prefers a bidet. I asked him to give me some toilet paper because he ran out. He told me he threw away all the toilet paper rolls because they clog the draining system that go to the ocean, which causes toxicity in the fishes, plus it wastes money to keep buying toilet paper, I assume is what she meant. I asked him what he uses to wipe himself then. He told me he switched to reusable toilet paper a month ago. He uses these and throws them in the washing machine.
Oh, my God.
I wanted to vomit right there. I'm thinking about ending things because I cannot deal with this my entire life. Am I wrong?
Oh, dude, I wish there was more.
There's an update.
I wish there was more.
There's an update. I can read it if
he's
you want.
like, update. He put a shirt on that had, shit streaks on it from like the reusable toilet paper.
Dude, it's so disgusting.
Dude, reusable toilet paper, dude? Like,
it's gotta be no. I'm sure it's just cloth. Like, I'm sure he's just using like a wash rag.
No, oh, they're little. Oh,
disgusting
shit.
shit.
So basically, it's like little rectangular cloths. And I guess you just kind of like overlap them and you roll them. Dude.
Dude, it's so gross. What's a mess hawk?
I don't know, I couldn't find that.
Oh,
dude, reusable toilet paper, dude. Like, who's I mean,
this man
I'm judging you if you're using reusable toilet paper. That's nasty.
There's an update. This is 6 days later. She made an update. And she said, "Hi, I just wanted to let you guys know I broke up with Mr. Reusable Toilet Paper. I know a lot of you advised me to talk through it. I realize it's an issue. The issue is not just toilet paper, it's everything. I'm a bit of an uptight person and he is not. We are two different people. Every time I'm with him, he always has to eat vegan food in fear that, I always have to eat vegan food in fear that I will offend him, but I love meat. Sorry, vegans, that's just my lifestyle. So I broke it off with him. He was sad. He cried and told me he will never forget me and that I was a person who is spiritually pure."
This guy's intense.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but it's over.
Yeah. Is there more?
Kind of. Let's see. Nothing else worth reading.
I mean, you're not the asshole for breaking up with someone that has a different lifestyle and has different priorities and has like different the word that I keep losing the word that I'm looking for.
Like
principles or values or some things that are important to you. Like, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with caring for the environment, but like the guy is obviously on one end and she might be in the middle or something where it's too much. It's too much. You know what I mean? Like,
also, it always gets me when people are like, "Oh, but we've been dating for 6 months," and it's like, you've been dating for 6 months, so you're willing to put up with that for the rest of your life.
I've farted for longer. I've had longer farts.
Like not even. I'm not even trying to like say that that's like not like a decent amount. Like, sure, whatever. Like, oh, like you can be heartbroken because you invested 6 months. Investing 6 months in anything, you know what I mean? It's like, that sucks.
Talk to me when it's been 15 years and your name is Martin.
But yeah, first of all, yes, but also it's like
bastard.
Just because you've been together for 6 months doesn't mean now you're gonna put up with it for like 40 years.
I mean, how old are they? I mean, you gotta be.
She's 24.
Oh, okay, well, she's older than you. But I was gonna say like those kinds of things are like young. They give off like you're really young.
Oh yeah, like if you're 18 and it's like we've been together for 6 months, it's like dude, that's a significant portion of your life.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna try to do the math real quick.
Yeah,
like, that's 1/32 of your life.
And like of the life that you remember, like it's even more. You know what I mean? Like because you don't remember before like 6. you know, or mostly.
Well, yeah.
Mostly.
I was like, huh? At 6, I'm like, I was in first
You
grade.
don't remember before you're 12.
Yeah.
12 is when your brain turns on, right?
Yeah. Right?
Just everybody comment, please, when your brain turned on.
Someone, I think, no. I was going to say, I think I saw something somewhere about like, maybe it was a movie about like someone remembering when they were born.
Oh
not like, I don't know if it was like fake article or
Look
something.
Who's Talking, that movie?
No, I don't remember.
That movie is like, oh, I remember like even like that, because in Look Who's Talking, he remembers being a sperm.
Wow, I want to see there's Look Who's Talking and then Look Who's Talking Now.
Yeah. I never saw the second one.
Wow, I want to see those. You just took me back. That's like 1994 or something. Jeez. I don't know. Dude, well, how do you even know those movies?
My parents were young. You know, so they were like, "Oh, this is my favorite movie." You know what I mean? And I was still, and they were still recent enough that like, yeah. Because like if you have like a 60-year-old parent and they're like, "This is my favorite movie," it's like, dude,
it's
this
in black
movie
and
was
white.
made in the 40s.
It's all black and white.
But my parents,
man, Shay, you want to go? Give me your money now. Put your hands up. I'm gonna smooch you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, just way call back. Also, I grew up without like Netflix and stuff, so it was just like CDs. You know?
No, but was Netflix around? Because like Netflix has been around for a long time. Yeah, the Netflix CD.
But we didn't have it.
No. Neither did I.
Our big thing was Redbox when that, but that wasn't a thing till I was like in middle school.
Yeah, Redbox was dope.
Redbox is dead.
I think I've seen some around though.
I still have seen some.
Yeah.
They still are around. Especially like in Yuma, like there's one outside of like a Walgreens that we live.
Just hanging on.
It is so like beat by the sun and nasty. The screen barely works anymore.
Damn. Yeah. But we said not the asshole, right?
Yeah, not the asshole.
Okay, not the asshole. Oh man, that was pretty funny.
It was pretty good.
The guy, he's like, I'll never forget you, such a pure soul.
I had one person, one time I went on like a date or whatever, and it was a first date, and this person, we were having, this isn't even a bad date, but it's just one that's super memorable because it was funny. We were like, oh, let's do like a picnic in the park. It was like the fall, and it was like cute or whatever. And then this person takes out like tarot cards. And they were like, oh, like I'm going to do like a card reading for you. And I was like, oh.
I would have walked away right there.
I would have
walked away.
I was like, oh, that's fine. You know, like whatever. I was, you know.
Okay, I
wanted to see.
You wanted to see?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to see. But then like literally like it was like 3 cards or whatever that I picked. And they were like each one of the cards. He's all supposedly meant.
He's all, do you have irritable bowel syndrome?
We just had like a ton of cheese, like a charcuterie board. No. Each one of the cards supposedly meant that I had like just met the love of my life, like just now, and I was like, oh my gosh! And then,
he's all looking at you. He's all staring at you, you know.
And yeah, I got some of the same comments of like, oh, you just have like such a clean energy and like a good spirit, and I was like, I've known you for not long enough for you to be saying these things to me.
Damn. If somebody did that to me, like I'm not down with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So like I would just be like, no, thank you. Like, no, I don't want to do it. Like, no, come on. Like, no, like I don't want to. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah, I think and
they're like, no, come on. And I'm like, why don't you stop being a nosy little bitch? I know.
Run away.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, my gosh. That's pretty bad. Pretty funny. That last one was good.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. He's like, he never shaves down there.
Dude, I can't even get into that. She's like, it's always a little bit of a funky smell. Run. Run. Run.
I wonder how he washes himself, though.
Just vinegar and lemon?
No.
Just like, she said he always smells like spices.
Yeah.
But that could just be like, I'm assuming like
homemade.
Vegan people know how to eat. Okay, so when she said that, like my first assumption was like, if you're seasoning everything really, like it's like the same thing if you go to like certain households that use a lot of seasonings or whatever, it's like the whole house smells like it and then you smell like it. So I was like, maybe he smelled like that.
I thought maybe more like
homemade soap,
essential oils, or like homemade soap, or like something like that.
Yeah, if somebody smells like essential oils, they smell bad.
Do they though?
That's my hot take. Yeah, if somebody smells like essential oils, I'm assuming that, like, if I get close to you, I'm just going to smell BO.
It's all the essential oils of my body.
And I love, like, listen, I'm an essential oil girl. I have a diffuser. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. But if you're emitting essential oil smell, I'm assuming that if I get in within 2 feet of you, I'm gonna smell armpit.
Yeah.
Sobaco.
Yes, sovacation.
Sovacation. I love that story.
Yeah, so my brother came up with this term. So sobaco.
I thought it was my grandpa.
No, it was my brother.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
So the kind of how do I say this in Spanish or in Mexican Spanish?
In Mexican, just period.
Yeah. If you speak Mexican, in like Mexican Spanish, like the real name for your armpit's axila.
Mm-hmm.
But most people will just say, a lot of people will say sobaco. Sobaco is like a more
it's like slangy,
more
kind
like
of.
Yeah, or like more like streetish word.
Yeah,
it's just not it's not like the proper term, right? But
yeah, everybody says sobaco though.
Yeah, so sobaco, right? Sobaco, and then vacation is like vacation. So we went to in like 2018. We did like this family trip to Europe. And it was like my parents, my brother, myself, my wife, my sister, my brother-in-law, and Kaylee and her sister Debbie. And so
everybody stunk.
A lot. Yeah, it's just like
it was the middle of the summer.
It happened in we went to like 5 different cities, and in every city it didn't happen. Not everybody,
London
right? Not
wasn't as bad. London was the least. But every other place that we went, it was really, really, really hot. So I get it. And we're riding the subway everywhere, and everybody stinks. Barcelona. Everybody's holding on to the subway, so their arms are up. It smells.
Also, I don't think we got it that much in Venice.
No.
But in Barcelona.
But we were walking around in Venice. There's no subways.
That's true. But it was Barcelona, Rome, and Paris that I feel like we got it the most.
Those were the 3 that
the
were
most.
stinky.
Dude, people just be stanky dinky. Like, I'm not sure what the kind of European
protocol is for
deodorant. Like if they just don't rock it, or if they go with more like really, really natural style. Or maybe I'm sure some people do use it because not everybody smelled, but it was
like 50% of everybody smelled, or enough that it was like
enough for you
smell it
every day,
yeah.
every day you smelled it. You smelled it every day.
Yeah, and in every room.
So then my brother came up with he coined the term sovacation, like vacation, and then sobaco. So because all we smelled was armpit. So he's like
on vacation,
sovacation.
Dude, I was just telling this story to somebody the other day, and I was laughing because I remember like there were multiple times because like we would get on the subway, all of us, but we would always end up like almost always if it was full, like you would get like split up a little bit. You know what I mean? But you were always pretty close, but like usually there was people between like little groups of us because there's so many of us,
Yeah.
And I remember multiple times my grandpa like holding the railing and he would go like just in front of everybody, be like,
Just no shame.
No shame.
My parents
and he would say it loud, that term, because we were all saying it. And he would just be like, sovacation in the subway, like saying it to us across the train. And I would always just like pretend like I didn't know. But like also we're the only like Mexican, like we all look alike. You know? We're the only Mexican people around.
But people knew that he was saying something smelled.
Yeah.
Because obviously even if they didn't know what the hell the term meant, he's just out here just like, oof.
He would literally play like the most ridiculous, dramatic drama queen ever, my grandpa.
Ridiculous.
He would be holding his nose and just, apesta. He's like, so angry.
And my mom like,
yeah.
Just like, dude, everyone's just looking at you. Like, obviously,
so
we could smell it too, and we could just be like, just act normal.
Yeah,
freaking my mom and my dad over here just like, they're just like, just walking up to people, just spraying people's ass.
Apestas.
Ugh. Dude, ridiculous, dude.
But like, just for context, I know like this isn't even, it's just so funny and I have to explain. Like, my grandparents are the most dramatic people on the planet. Like, I remember also because like we, like everywhere there, like we would go to like tapas. There was a ton of like tapas places, which like if you don't know, like tapas is just basically like a very small like portion.
They're like appetizers,
and you order multiple. Like you can go to like a tapas restaurant or a restaurant that has tapas, and you just order multiple plates.
Did you say that we were in Barcelona
when this happened?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, this is in Barcelona.
Yeah, so we were in Barcelona, and my grandpa like looks at this. We're at a tapas restaurant, but apparently he didn't get the memo, and so he looks at this plate, this dish that he wants, and it looks like a little pot full of like meatballs or something. I don't remember. I think it was meatballs.
Yeah. It was like a little meatball dish.
a pot of meatballs. And so he orders it and he's so excited, and we're waiting forever because like everything moves slower there, you know what I mean? So like you're supposed to go and chill, but we were starving.
Yeah.
All of us were, to be fair.
So PSA for everyone that hasn't been to Europe, go to a restaurant an hour before you think hungry. You're going to get hungry.
Yeah.
Because here in the US, you sit down within 2.5 minutes. You've got like somebody's greeting you, dropping off bread
and
menu.
water. Yeah.
Boom. 5 minutes in, you've already got water. They've already gotten your drinks.
Yeah.
8 minutes, 9 minutes, like clockwork.
Like you're pissed off if you don't have your food in 20 minutes. Over there, like if you ask,
it takes 20 minutes for them to come to you.
Literally.
Because they're letting you. And they're not being rude.
No, that's the culture.
The culture. Like you sit down, you're chilling, you're vibing, whatever. Yeah. Then they'll come greet you.
Yeah. So no one's in a rush, you know. But anyway, so he orders this pot of a seemingly pot of meatballs, and then it gets there and it is a pot of meatballs, but it is so small.
It's like freaking 4 inches in like diameter.
Freaking out, losing his mind.
Fuming.
He's like, yo pensaba que iba a ser una olla de carne. Yo pensaba que me iba a dar una olla de carne y tengo un montón de hambre y no me van a dar más comida, whatever. He's just like going off. He's so pissed off. Yeah, basically, translation, he's like, I thought it was gonna be a pot full of meat, and like they're not gonna bring me more food now, and like it was also like 17 euros or something.
It was expensive. No, it was expensive.
Oh, I don't remember.
No, it was like 17 euros. At the dollar was like it was like $20 for like this little tiny thing.
And he's freaking out, like losing his mind, dude.
Yeah,
He thought he was gonna get a pot full of meat, and we're like, Grandpa, like we told you, like everybody else got like 2 or 3 things, and he's like, no, I saw a pot of meat, and that's what I wanted.
and you won't be able to change his mind.
Yeah, no, yeah, he was fully convinced that he was right. It was so funny.
Oh, that was so funny.
It was so funny,
dude. We went from a vegan person, nothing wrong with being vegan, that he upped it to like this crazy I don't use anything not natural,
reusable toilet
stinky guy with the stinky junk.
That's
to
so
the
bad.
Slovakian,
I can't even get into the stinky junk.
to the freaking tapas bowl.
Yeah,
that was so funny though.
My grandpa's hilarious. We need to have him as a guest next time he's in town. He's like, no entiendo.
Yeah.
Just walk away.
Just walks away.
He just wants to do the whole episode in Spanish.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So funny.
That's it, right? We're done.
Yeah,
we're done with the episode. Thanks for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed the kind of tangents there at the end of the personal stories. Thanks for joining episode 15. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.